When I graduated high school, I was, I didn't go to college for, there were, you know, I had to work and was staying home and stuff like that. And my sister, my Uncle John had a beauty parlor, and she worked for him. And she had opened up a place. She said, "Why don't you come to work for me?" I said, "What am I going to do? I mean, I don't, what am I going to do?" She said, "Well, you could go to beauty school. There's a school in town." And I said, "This sounds very bizarre, but I'll try it out." So I went. She put me through school, and I went to work for her. And I did it for 2 years. It was interesting, really nice. It was nice work. And then I was about 20, I guess. I left, and I went to New York. I deserted her, and I went on to, try my hand at the acting field.
When you first came to LA, I don't know how many people know, but didn't you try out for the part in Cold Blood that eventually went to Robert Blake?
What I did was I tried to get to see Richard Brooks, because I read the Truman Capote's novel in installments in the New Yorker, and I was in New York at the time. And I said, this is a great part for me to play. And I came to California with the purpose of meeting Richard Brooks and trying to audition for that. When I got here, it was already cast, and so I stuck around. It was like 1967 or 8, and it was wild out here. I'd never seen anything like it in my life, and I enjoyed every second of it. Yeah, so that's the story. I'm real happy the way Louis was received and how it went over. He was a kind of hysterical, belligerent fellow.
You could hear gasps in the audience when you saw Mary Lou Henner and you
Judd.
saw, all the people, pop up there. Now,
Yeah.
was that a given that they were going to appear?
No, I mean, I did the same thing. As I said before, I called everybody. Tony Danza was the first person I called. He was the first person to say yes. Right. But he couldn't be in the movie because he was doing a Broadway show at the time. The day we were shooting, he was in New York and we did it out here. But Judd and Mary Lou and Jeff Conaway and Randall Carver and Jeff Thomas, all the people, and Carol Kane and Chris Lloyd, all the people who, they all wanted to be, part of the movie, and everybody said, they would love to come and play for a day. And I really appreciate their support.
Was it a little unnerving for you at times to see Jim Carrey dressed up like that?
At times. It was, he was totally, he's not only dressed up, I'm telling you that inside this guy's body was Andy Kaufman. I'm telling you, I looked at Andy Kaufman for 4 months I spent on the set. I dealt with Andy. I didn't deal with Jim. Jim, I paid him a lot of money. He only came to work 2 days. It was Andy or Tony Clifton. Tony Clifton, he could have stayed home, but Andy, I really enjoyed working with.
Okay. And last question, I had the pleasure of interviewing Holly Hunter
yes.
A few months ago, or a year ago, for a movie that you two had done together.
Yes.
And she remarked on what a brilliant business mind you had for the movie business. At what point in your career, because a lot of actors don't understand the business, they don't understand the business end. At what point did you realize, I have to learn this and master this?
Well, I feel like back when I was doing War of the Roses and I started Jersey Films, you say, well, here's the thing. The initial impulse was to embrace other artists, other actors, directors, or other directors' work and try to help them get their stuff on the screen. See how I could help them. Get their stuff up there, independence or whatever. And then as you go along, you understand that it's not just having the desire to help somebody get their vision on the screen. There are other little mechanical things that are underneath that you have to figure out, because it's a business world out there, So, I have a lot of help. I've got great partners and Stacy Scher and Michael Schamberg at Jersey, and we're learning the business and we're doing, we're moving in the right direction. The main thing is you have to do that and also keep your eye on the projects, because the main thing you can't forget why you're here. Try to put good movies up on the screen.